It's 7:40. Let's do this. Good evening, Hampton Roads. Good evening, Northeast North Carolina. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of WTKR News 3 Television, and you are watching First Warning Live, where we focus on all things weather. And because we get hungry from time to time, we're sponsored by Marco's Pizza. And today, a special day, because it's a Thursday, we're giving away 22 free pizzas. How does that work? Well, 10 individual people will get free pizza. That's pretty cool, right? Because you'll be like, hey, pizza, pizza, pizza. But at the top of the hour, at 8 o'clock, we'll also be giving away this special goodie, which is not only the pizza for a year, but it's a pizza every month. One topping, one large pizza every month for free, and your name might be attached to it if you've registered. If you didn't register, there's still some time because we'll do it again next week. But even if you don't win tonight, you could get half off your pizza. I mean, that's a win-win-win. You get either free pizza, that's 100% off, or it's 50% off if you use the promo code WTKR50. So I'll get more into that more in a moment, but to be clear, there are only 6 locations you can do that. But sign up at WTKR.com/Marcos. I'll have more on that coming up a little bit. But I want to get to this because the big story is this time of year there is cold and then there's real cold, right? I mean, you could say it's going to be cold. I didn't know you really meant that cold. Yeah, I'm talking about real cold, because if you look at where we are right now, we're about 10 or 15 degrees colder than we were at 7 o'clock last night. So if you watched last night, maybe you watched it on delay, maybe you watched it this morning, the live stream still lives on Facebook and YouTube. And I will say this, 17, 16, this is cold air, right? Now we're currently at 7 o'clock, 35 in Norfolk. It's already below freezing in Gloucester. Let me just show you full screen because it's pretty remarkable. It's only 7:41 at night. It's already below freezing in Gloucester. No wonder the teeth are chattering. No wonder that in Windsor, Bertie County, you're at 28. And it's 29 in Chesapeake. At this hour, imagine what it's going to be at the top of the hour. It's going to be even colder. We got wind chills right now in the upper teens in Emporia. It's only 7:42 Emporia. What are you going to do? Are you going to throw an extra log on the fire? I don't know, but you got to stay warm somehow. Elizabeth City, the harbor of hospitality, 22 doesn't seem that hospitable. But hey, if you got to do what you got to do, you stay warm. 30 is how it feels in Norfolk right now. Virginia Beach feels like 27. It may not be our best shining moment when it's this cold, but tonight we could drop down to the upper teens, like Conway, to the low 20s in Wakefield. By tomorrow morning, we could easily be around 24 in Norfolk and about 21 in Matthews. So that's just like a sample. But if you really want to know how it's going to feel, look at the wind chill. Because again, this is nothing more than what? It's nothing more than perception. Because the heat index that you and I know all too well in the summer is basically how it feels. Well, it's a perception type of product. Wind chill's no different, right? Just because the wind chill is 32 degrees, it's not, but if it were, water doesn't freeze. Water doesn't have feelings, although we do, but I can tell you it's going to feel like a 16, 18. That's cold. If tomorrow's your trash pickup day, teens. Got a kid heading out to the bus stop, teens. You're going to be, pumping gas, filling up your tank, you'll be in the teens. By about 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, that's brutal. I mean, for this time of year, normal low this time of year is 33, and it's still going to feel like 29 South Side, 29 Outer Banks. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. It's got to feel better in the afternoon, Aldrich. Well, yeah, maybe it feels like 33 when it's actually 43. That's not that much better. So my planner, just in summary, for tomorrow with the sun up at 7:16, sun goes to bed now. We are getting longer days. That's a benefit. But it's going to be up at 26, 38, about 43. These are the actual temperatures, but if you're in the wind, which is gusting up to 25 miles an hour, you're going to feel some chill in the air. Now, some of you might be still wondering, are you going to talk about that snow on Sunday? Yeah, I'll cover it more ways between here and until the cows come home. I'm going to cover all that. But I thought what was important is what's first things first. We got to get through the cold tonight and through tomorrow. And some of you are already have teeth chattering at this very hour. It's now 7:44. So my planner for tomorrow, mostly sunny. All you need, well, you need 2 things. You need a good pair of sunglasses and a really, really warm coat. Maybe it's time to pull out the sweater. Oh, I got a good sweater from the holidays, David. Okay, pull it out and then layer up with another jacket on top of that. By the way, tomorrow, 43, right? The normal high is 50. So let's just put that on the screen here because it's very easy if you're a graphical person like me, a visual learner. We're going to be about 7 degrees below normal tomorrow, but 7 degrees above normal on Saturday. But what's a shocker, which is a ding, 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 because I can't remember what I had for breakfast a week ago last Tuesday. Maybe you don't either. Last week we were at 74, 75. We tied a record high on Friday. We broke a record high on Saturday. Is that weird? They're like, oh, you're just rubbing it in now, Aldrich. No, I'm just putting it, I'm all about context. And forecaster Derek Getter put this little graphic together. I thought it was very, very appropriate, right? Because perspective is everything. And so it's going to be warm. It's going to be very warm indeed compared to maybe Saturday, compared to Friday, but not as warm as it was a week ago. That's just where we are. By the way, I got a note from, who do I have on here? Oh, I know. This is an old note, but I'll put it down here. This is from Kim Thompson-Jones from yesterday. She says, good evening, everyone. I'm a little late, but I made it. Hey, I'm glad anytime you're here. And that's true for anybody who does not leave a comment and does not watch it live. I hope this is of value to you. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I got an Alexander on here. Wants to know what the wind chill in the morning. I think we've covered that. I think we're going to be in the teens tomorrow morning. That's cold. There's no question that's cold, but of course, everybody wants to know, what about some snow? Are we going to get some? Or are we going to see some? We're back to that, aren't we? It's the age-old question in weather. Are we going to get some snow? Or are we going to see some snow? There's a difference. There really is. The get snow means you have something to take away, right? You like you had on February 19th of last year. You got it. Boy, did you get it. There were mounds of snow in the Walmart parking lot when I drove into town 2 days after that event, and it made me think, boy, they got it here. They really did get some snow here. But if you see it, it's fleeting, right? I don't think what this Sunday will provide will satisfy your snow appetite for all those snow fans out there. If you're on Team Snow, sound off. Send me a note, send me a comment. I'll do my best to put your note on the screen because it is now time for me to update the photos or update the comments and put in the new ones rather than the ones that I saw from last night. So I'm glad to have you here. My software is only so fast as I can click through it, but I do see there are some notes here. Looks like we have, let's see if I refresh. Oh, yes, I see another note. This is from Lori. This is new. This is like 53 seconds old. Glad to have Lori Johnson on here. Lori, oh, and I commend Lori. Kudos to Lori Johnson. Not just because she left a comment, ding, 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 but she's figured out the best picture to provide, whatever you provide Facebook, gets seen by more people because I don't have to squint, and most people don't either. So there's Lori. That's the photo. And some of you are thinking, you mean I can leave a comment and I can get on the live stream? Yes, but I proofread them first. So if you're looking to troll me, I'm not going to pay attention to it. But she just say, hey, I'm glad I made it. Glad she's here. I'm glad she's here. And we got another comment I want to put out to the online sphere. I got Kim Thompson-Jones telling me about 33 seconds ago she's on Team Snow. Love it. Let's get to that because I know that things change, right? Every 6 to 12 hours in the weather community, we're just feeding off the next frenzy of the next model run. Isn't that pretty? That's pretty sad, isn't it? But that's what some of us do. Some of us, sadly, are model worshipers. Please don't model worship. That's just not good. Not a good thing. But you just have to relax, understand that once you're within 2 or 3 days, things become in better focus. And it really, for me, is very much in focus, what we're going to get this Sunday. It all starts with that low off of Florida. This is the beginning of what's going to happen this weekend. Note the time. This is 3 o'clock Saturday. Where's the low? It's off the coast of Florida. So let's go ahead and advance this little map, this little animation, take it all the way up to 7 a.m. on Sunday. You've already lost me, Aldrich. I'm new here. Okay, if you're new here, we're using the timestamp at the upper right corner. This is a representation of 7 o'clock in the morning Sunday, and it's beginning to rain. Not, how do you know? It's green. The snow, you mean snow in Alabama? They're going to have a fit. Snow in Florida? If it verifies, sure. I'm sure they would have a fit in Georgia if they had snow and they got more than we did. I think some of you would feel cheated if you're on Team Snow and Georgia and Alabama, Florida got more than we did. But stay tuned. Hang with me. All right, that's 7 o'clock. Let's go ahead and move it to right about, say, 4:30. Now, the snow that was in Alabama and Florida, Georgia's all gone. Boo-hoo. Easy come, easy go. Easy snow, easy go. And now it's raining on this model along the Outer Banks. Now this is, again, is just one solution. This is the European model, which tends to be a little more grounded, in my view, in this type of situation. But let's see how this plays out. 9 o'clock Sunday night, it's winding down, and it really hasn't changed a lot in color. It looks like it's mainly liquid because the rain is in green, the snow is in kind of a whitish purple, and the pink is the mix. Didn't see much of a mix there, but I'm sure there would be some embedded in some of that if it plays out. Now, really to look at this from a 50,000 foot view is figure out what's the model yielding in terms of liquid. Because if these models can't agree, and they cannot agree, on how much moisture falls from the sky, well, there's the problem. This particular model doesn't show much of any rainfall, right? 0.1, that's just a tenth, that's not much. Some of it may fall, but isn't it interesting? This same model, because it doesn't have much rainfall falling from the sky, it doesn't have much snow. It doesn't have any snow, essentially, in most of the 757. Maybe the eastern shore, maybe parts of North Carolina, well to the south, east of Raleigh and north of Wilmington. But I digressed. If we looked at the snowfall forecast, same model, because I want to stay on target here, apples with apples, this is the same European model that's yielding about a 1/4 inch of snow in the eastern shore. That's not much. So what's all the fuss about? Well, the problem is not all the models are created equal. That's the problem. And I can show you this next model. This is the GFS model. Now, how much rain did the other one show? Very little. How much water is falling from the sky on this model? Almost a 1/2 inch. Well, that can make a huge difference. When you make the conversion from rain to snow, if you have a lot more to work with, you can get more snow. So clearly, and assuming all models are equal and they're not, this would suggest how much? Well, Shazam! Oh, this looks like 1 to 2. Oh my goodness! Oh, it sounded the alarm. We're getting 1 to 2. No, I have to do this for like the 4th night in a row. You knew I'd do this if you've been watching. I just gonna put a big old red X, right? Noise. That's all it is. It's probably got some serious physics problems. It's got some bad physics associated with it, and usually this model can be about 6 to 8 degrees off. Now think about that. 6 to 8 degrees off. Well, of course it sees more snow. It thought today was going to be 6 to 8 degrees colder. We were at 47. They thought we'd be about 38. There's a problem with this model. And the fact that it's an American model, I'm not here to throw that under the bus, but this is just not its shining moment. There are other times where it's fantastic. It does great jobs with other type of systems. But this one, don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think there's probably going to be enough of a rain-snow combination where you might have to pull out a brush and brush off what might have been on the whole car rooftop or the grassy surface in your neighborhood, but I don't think you need a shovel. I don't think you need a shovel at all. And that's what I'm going to stand to, because today's Thursday. I'm not live streaming tomorrow, but I will keep you updated throughout the weekend on Friday, Saturday, and of course Sunday. And of course our First Warning Weather team with Miles and of course Dara and Tony. We will keep you posted throughout the period of time. Now, our high temperature today, I know this is weird, but it happened at 5, are you ready for this? 5:58. Officially, it was still 47 degrees in Norfolk at 5:58. Not a fan of the red, so I'll go back and change it to yellow. Go back to yellow. It's a little easier to take. Let me clear that off. So 47 Norfolk happened at 5. Go ahead and put this on here. 58. Now, what time is it now? It is 7:52. 7:52. So in about 12, 13, 14 hours, we've cooled quite a bit, right? Because now we're coming up on soon the 8 o'clock temperature. But that high, we were still in the mid to upper 40s right through midnight. So it took a while for the temperature to tumble. Our lows actually are where we are right now in many cases. Our lowest temperature before the sun went down was 37 at 10:18 this morning. That's how it was recorded at the airport. But 29 in Chesapeake is pretty cold. Now all the clouds are moving out. They've been evicted. All the clouds and rain showers moving out to sea. Not going to worry about that, but without the blanket on the bed, we're going to get really cold across the area. And it is cold. Super cold. In fact, they're in the teens in parts of Ohio, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania tonight. My headlines look like this as we look at a live picture of Virginia Beach oceanfront. Colder air settles in tonight, lows in the 20s. I think I answered the question from Alexander. What's the wind chill in the morning? Teens, mid to upper teens. Plenty of sunshine Friday. We'll be lucky to hit 43. We've covered that pretty well too. But we will get some rain on Saturday, especially in the morning before the inauguration, because with history being made this Saturday, first female to be elected governor, it's a big deal. Wet snow possible, though, on Sunday. We've kind of looked at that a little bit. We'll revisit that more at the end. But the temperature trend does put us up to 57. I find that interesting because, remember, we were 75 last week. So just switch them around. I guess if you 57, 75. We just switch the numbers from one Saturday to the next, right? 57, but 42 here. Of course, Monday is a holiday, Dr. King Day, 44, but I think our highs will struggle to reach 34 on Tuesday. Is that weird? I think it's weird, but some people will say, you know what? Winter, you knew would come back. You just knew it would come back, and that's how it's showing signs of coming back. With cold air, maybe not the big snowstorm that some hoped for, or perhaps are rooting for. Precipitation chances, I have a 20% chance Saturday, and then a wet snow mix on Sunday. And again, depending on track, depending on timing, and depending on temperature, it could be very fluid. So it could start off as one item, like it could be wet snow, then it could change to all rain, and then on its exit could turn back to a sleet snow combination. And then at the end, you're like, well, how much did you get? I don't know, it just looks all messy on my driveway. That type of thing. That's how I expect this to play out on your Sunday. If you got a question, I would love to hear from you. I'm checking over the comments. I got Lori Johnson. She's either saying, yep, she's happy. I'm happy that she's here. Taj Brown talking about roller coaster temperatures. Yeah, I feel like I'm at Busch Gardens again. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what you pick. Was it the Griffin? I don't know what roller coaster you like that really gets you going, but whatever roller coaster Busch Gardens that you like the most, that's what this is. It's up and down we go, especially since last Saturday was, in fact, 75 degrees. All right, got to keep moving to 7:55. I got pizza to give away, don't you know, at 8 o'clock. Now, Noah's Drought Monitor. Who's going to tell you this? Not many people. This is why you tune in to me. I hope it is, because we are now running negative 8.24 inches below normal since December 1st. Because we finished 2025, I'm almost so confused on the years now. We finished the year of 2025 minus 6.62. So I'm doing some basic math here. Plus, we're already 1.62 for January, and if I'm not mistaken, that equals this. So all of a sudden, while you were asleep, the NOAA Drought Monitor, which comes out at 8:30 every Thursday morning, except on Thanksgiving, they come a day early, they moved us up another level, because we got level 1 here, which is where we were, abnormally dry. Now we're a moderate drought, that's level 2. Severe drought in orange, which is a husky, that's level 3. Then we've got the extreme drought in red, and then burgundy is at extreme number 5. So if you think about it, level 1 through 5, we've now been bumped up. Now, if this may not mean much to you, but I point this out, minus 8.25 inches. That's a big deficit to make up. Now, again, this was the end of the year. This was the end of the year. So we finished 2025 over 6.5 inches below normal, and because we haven't had much rain, let's hope we get some rain from this on Sunday, right? Maybe you don't care if it's a raindrop or a snowflake, but every little bit will help, because as we get closer to the growing season, and we're more than 2 months away from that, I would think it would be helpful if you have a landscaper in your household, or maybe a gardener or a farmer, or talk to them, ask them, do you care if we have a dry start to the new year? Because this is where we are right now. Williamsburg is level 1. And I could go through the areas here. Norfolk and Hickory, Ocean Lakes, all are now level 2 moderate drought. This includes the eastern shore from Chincoteague to Cape Charles. Rodanthe and much of Dare County is under the light brown. That's a moderate drought. And you might be able to find some red areas. I see one in Portland, Maine, some other areas. Most of the Commonwealth is central parts of the Commonwealth are in a severe drought. Right? They're working from a bigger deficit than the 8.25 that we have as we head through the middle of the month. Because this is the middle of the first month of the new year. Don't you know? Today's the 15th of January, 2026. But they are under a severe drought in Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, Greensboro, Charlotte, and so on. Knoxville's abnormally dry, but Athens, you're severe. And I have a lot of friends that still follow me in East Tennessee. So whether you're in White Pine, or if you're in Cookeville, or if you're in Middlesboro, Kentucky, you may certainly have some dryness that you would like to go away, and you need some rain in Sevierville, Maryville, Lenoir City, or Morristown, Maynardville. But the severe drought in red, goes extreme in South Texas, parts of Indiana, Illinois, and this came out today, mind you. So I just point this out. I don't want to dwell on it, but it's one of those crazy things, of all the things to forecast. The question is, when you forecast a drought, do you do that on the first day, the first week, the first month, or does it take a couple months before we go, man, we're in a drought? Who and when will you declare that? I can tell you this is a canary in the coal mine. We need some rain, and maybe we can make up for that as we go further into the spring season. But I just wanted to point that out. We're first warning, telling you what, this drought thing might be something to watch in the coming days and weeks. We will keep an eye on it. By the way, the Arctic air, some of you will wonder what's going to happen. It's so cold. I did some checking because I wanted you to know, how cold it is right now, right? let's go back, if I can, to 30 days ago. Well, not quite. This was the 18th. We're going to get really cold as we head towards Sunday. So this was the canary in the coal mine that would have suggested we're going to probably bring in some cold air 30 days later. So there's the arrow coming down to town. It lines up pretty well because warm air rises, cold air sinks. And if you looked at the 19th, which again is here, let me see if I can fly that in. That's the 22nd. 19th, 18th. Maybe it's the 17th. Yeah, 17th. So it started up here on the 17th, and then the next day it would look like this. So it did start to ease back down. And so it's all going to take just a matter of time, probably less than 30 days, and we'll feel that cold. So if you want to know what today looks like, and I'll go back to my map here because I don't want to get too into the weeds here. It's 8 o'clock. But just know that the Arctic air often gets displaced. It rotates counterclockwise normally, but if there is sudden warming, a sudden stratospheric warming event, it can displace the winds. They reverse, cha-cha now, y'all, and pushes the Arctic air down. And that usually takes about 30 days for it to show or rear its ugly head, so to speak. But I think if you look at today's map, you're going to be surprised. Some of you will be like, wait a minute, let's look at today's map. Wow, that's the 15th of January. That means by the time we hit Valentine's Day, 14th and 15th, you might very well be shivering by the time we hit Valentine's Day, because I think this is all going to ooze back down to the 757. Look how this just kind of encompasses a good part. It's going to be hard to avoid the super cold air. Cold air is dry. This does not mean it's a snowstorm on Valentine's Day, but it probably will be pretty cold. And so I always like to encourage you to hug your honey, cuddle your cutie, and snuggle your sweetie, because Valentine's Day's coming and you're going to want layers like you do tonight and tomorrow. Okay. Got to get to some pizza winners. Congratulations to all of you. Just a reminder, if you don't win tonight, you can get 50% off your online and app orders if you use the promo code WTKR. That's our TV call letters and the number 50, which will magically take off 50% off your bill. There are 6 locations in total that are participating in this contest. 3 in Virginia Beach, 2 in Chesapeake, 1 in Norfolk. If you sign up, it takes about a minute so we can get your address and mail you the certificate. So that's what's going on. We're going to announce the winner here for the pizza for your certificate in just mere moments. 1 topping, 1 large pizza for free every month of the year. You can use it like a punch card, put it on your refrigerator door, and that way you're reminded that you don't lose any free pizza. Once your name is called, you'll get this in the mail. By the way, there's also, I should point out, to satisfy your appetite, First Warning Live, sponsored by Marco's Pizza, you can pick out anything for the 50% off. You can do a Pozzoli, a pizza bowl, subs, cheesy bread, wings, salads, desserts, the whole 9 yards, even subs. Great opportunity for there, but I get ahead of myself. All right, so let's get to the winners. Big winner for, first of all, in no particular order, the first 2 winners for the free large Marco's Pizza are as follows. Looks like it's Delania Harper of Chesapeake. Yay, congratulations to you. Miss Harper, you're a winner of 1 large Marco's Pizza. Now, keep in mind, certificates will be mailed, but when they arrive, don't throw it away. It's not junk mail. You wouldn't want to throw a perfectly good pizza away. It's good food. But Denise Meredith, Portsmouth, also on here. She's a winner. She's also won some free pizza. And I want to thank Marco's for being so generous with their free pizza giveaways here. But here, take a look at this. Jeffrey Hicks, you're also a winner. Fantastic. Jeffrey Hicks from Norfolk and Lena Kirkland of Norfolk. Also winners tonight for 1 large Marco's Pizza. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to give that out, and I'm very excited that you'll be getting that in the mail in just a matter of a few short days. That's number 1 through 4. Numbers 5 and 6, in no particular order, would be Lisa Jones of Norfolk. Congratulations, Lisa and Louise Pruzia. I don't know if I said that. Norfolk, but congratulations, Louise. You have just won 1 large Marco's Pizza with 1 topping. I didn't have room for the 1 topping up here, but that's implied. You'll be able to add whatever you want. If you like sausage, pepperoni, maybe you just want green pepper and nothing more, you have those options before you. Got a couple of more here. No particular order. We have Mandisa Schmidt of Chesapeake. She just won. And Roger Anderson of Suffolk, congratulations to you both. You're also winners of free Marco's Pizza tonight, and you'll be getting that certificate in the mail. Last but not least, and then we'll get to the grand prize winner of the week. But number 9 and number 10 are from Hampton and from Franklin. First up, Sharon Owens from Hampton. Congratulations to you, Sharon. And Veronica. You knew we'd call your name, didn't you, Veronica? You were optimistic, and look at that. There you are. And hopefully you all will share your pizza with family, friends, and your neighbors because I'm sure they're hungry too. And especially if you haven't tried Marco's, this will be pretty sweet. Veronica Woodward of Franklin, congratulations to you. And just a reminder, this is the place, these are the places. You don't have to go to all 6, but any one of them will work. Well, you'll be able to take the certificate and redeem your pizza. All right, it is time now for, I believe it's time now for the big winner. This is a free Marco's pizza for a year. I love it. One thing we're missing, of course, is confetti. Okay, the big winner for this week goes to Philip. I have a winner whose name is Philip, calling Philip Lemons of Virginia Beach. Congratulations, Philip. You just won some free Marco's pizza. You won 12 of them, actually. Spaced out over the year, that's a pretty sweet deal. You have now become the most popular pizza person in Virginia Beach. I'm guessing, because once your neighbors find out that you want some free pizza, suddenly you're going to have some friends coming out of the woodwork. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you've got to have some friends, and we want to congratulate you, Philip, but we want to congratulate all the winners, the ones who won individual pizzas from Delenia to Denise, Jeffrey, Lena, Lisa, Louise, Mandisa, Roger, Sharon, and Veronica, and of course the big winner winning pizza for a year is Philip Lemons. He will be receiving in the mail a pizza, and his name will be typed in here, and he'll have all the opportunities if he wants to get it in January and right through the end of December of 2026. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you for participating. I got a big congratulations from our friend Kim. Kim says congratulations winners, and Taj Brown always makes me smile. He has one of my favorite emojis here. I love the fact that he's got the hands, and he's excited. A little high fives. Free pizza. Free pizza for the winners that we just put on the screen. So thank you, Taj. Now, we talked about this cold February, right? Right around the time we get to the time frame that it would be Valentine's Day, I think we're going to see a surge. But you don't have to go that far down the calendar to see the cold air. This is the more immediate cold. This takes you through Martin Luther King Day. Dr. King Day is very cold over Michigan, Wisconsin, and over toward the Great Lakes. So, I mean, we're talking like sub-zero temperatures potentially up there. Very, very cold. And that will be modified as it tries to make it to Virginia Beach. Tuesday, are you ready for this? I don't have us any higher than 34. 34 is my forecast for this Tuesday, the 20th of January. So cold air, yes, we've got it. It's in ample supply, but much like it's going to ooze down, it's going to bounce back up like a rubber band, and we'll modify back to around 50 by the time we hit Thursday a week from today. So it will be cold, but these things tend to go back up into Canada, and they ebb and flow much like the tide at the beach. Very, very much like it. And you can see how these little spokes of cold just want to keep on going over the next 10 days. But I think once we get past Dr. King Day, I think we're going to slowly see winter pull back. Doesn't mean it's perfect, doesn't mean it can't snow, but I do think this was a front-end loaded winter. And now we have another chance, what you're saying is we have a chance, of seeing something fall from the sky. A potpourri is what I suspect is what we'll find on Sunday, especially Sunday afternoon. All right, if you're just joining us, our temperature today at 5:58 this morning hit 47. That was not what people sensed. In fact, I call it an upside-down day. Nobody else I know calls it that. But that's what it is because of the passage of a cold front. We saw our temperatures tumble today. And we actually had them fall at 68 on Sunday. Sunday was an upside-down day. We spent most of the day Sunday in the 40s and 50s. Because really, we had to get off the loftiness of 75, and that 68 occurred at 12:19 in the morning. So that's what's recorded as the high temperature. If you're not with our app yet, I hope you will. Download it. It's free. The News 3 First Warning Weather app is a great way to get notifications throughout the year, and especially through severe weather season and hurricane season. Having a NOAA weather radio is a great adjunct to the app because sometimes our phones lose charge, we lose power while we're sleeping. Having multiple sources and a battery-operated NOAA weather radio will keep the notifications flowing so that you're always in the know for where you are. Average airport delays do not look like they're causing any issues, so we look at the national map with our military in view. As some of you in the military, if you are in the military, might be homesick from some faraway place. It looks pretty quiet right now in California. I see looks like a little bit of snow and rain leaving South Dakota and now moving through northern Nebraska at this hour, as we're kind of in a now moment here in Wisconsin where it's snowing around Green Bay, to the west in Milwaukee, also snowing in parts of northern sections of Missouri and western Illinois at this hour. If I move further east, you can see a few snow showers moving around Lake Ontario and up toward parts of New England. But back home, there's not a whole lot here. We had some rain yesterday. All that rain now moving away at this time. So if you want to see where we're going, look no further than the 10-day stretch here. This is the 15th today, if I'm not mistaken, to the 25th. So if you're really hoping for a snowstorm, again, like I said, I thought after we get past Dr. King Day, you'd be hard-pressed to find much activity. That's not to say you couldn't find something, but let's take you through time. I took the timestamp off just so you could focus on the weather. You know exactly what this is because this is this Sunday. This shows the snow in Georgia. If this verified and Georgia gets more snow than we do, I think there's going to be a team snow revolt. I don't know that for sure, but I have a suspicion that some people are going to feel like they got cheated, like they want Mother Nature's refund or something. I don't know. But it will be snowing very likely if this verifies in the deep south, even in the panhandle of Florida, which I'm sure they're not too thrilled about if it comes to pass. By the way, by the time we hit later on in the week and heading into later on to about the 25th of Friday of January, there's another storm system that comes up, brings a lot of rain through the Tennessee Valley. That would be you, Knoxville. It would be into parts of Kentucky. It looks like it's probably splitting northern Kentucky and central West Virginia with a mix. But it looks more like it's a rain event here. That's still early, but that takes us to about the 25th. Friday of January. We'll wait and see. No, that takes us through the 25th. Excuse me. That takes us through the 25th, and it looks like it's more snow for Beckley and maybe areas around Harrisonburg, but I would suspect it's probably more rain here. We'll have to wait and see, but there's still opportunities. We'll see it. Temperatures right now, these are the 8 o'clock numbers. Did we drop? I think we did. I think we were 36. Now we're 34. Still 29 in Chesapeake. Suffolk, you're at 31. Portsmouth, Virginia Beach, both at 33. Our friends in Surrey. Oh, I mentioned Surrey. Earl wanted to know about Surrey. Surrey, 33 degrees here. That's our current reading here at 8 o'clock. It's below freezing in Smithfield. That's tough. And it's freezing in Currituck. I mean, Currituck, come on. 32 at 8 o'clock. That's pretty rough. We're in the 20s in Hertford right now. 20s still in Bertie County. And Gloucester. Way to represent the 20s, Gloucester. You're at 28 degrees right now. That's pretty cold. I don't know if Taj is celebrating that, but he's probably celebrating our winners for Marcos. Now, this is fascinating to me because right now, if you notice, there's teens here. I'm assuming there's some teens right in here in the mountains from all the way up from Harrisonburg back toward JMU, Beckley, Pittsburgh. So we're in the teens here. That's how it's going to feel here in the morning. It won't really be 15. It'll probably be closer to 24. But 24 by tomorrow morning in Norfolk and Virginia Beach will feel like it's in the mid to upper teens. So it's coming. That's why I say there's cold and then there's real cold. And when you have single-digit dew points, that's a big surprise. We have a dew point of 8 right now. 8 in Virginia Beach. Is that right? I can't believe it. It's true. It's 9 in Norfolk right now. Dew points are not. What does that mean? It means it's extremely dry. Right? That means the temperature, what little heat we had at the surface is just radiating out into space. It's like ripping the blanket off the bed or the couch and you're like, I'm cold now. Yeah, we're all cold. And we're going to be colder in the morning. But when you got single-digit dew points, to salute meteorologist Tony Nargi, it's chapstick weather. It might be time to use some lotion because my knuckles are cracking. That might be a thing. It might be a thing because I see a lonely 1 in Columbia, South Carolina. I don't normally see a 1 and a 2, but I do see 1, 2 here. I mean, this is just Arctic cold air. It's really, really dry. You just expect single-digit dew points if you live in Vegas, but not in this part of the country. It's winter, my friend. But you can see, you can carve out this cold air. It's just diving, and diving. So you've got single-digit dew points. You got cold air where it's 14 in Detroit, and it's going to get colder even faster. But it's not necessarily crazy cold further north because that's now been migrating here in white off to the east. So it may be 0 in Fort Severn and 27 out. That seems warm. But it was that cold just a few days ago, and sometimes those 4 locations can be the canary in the coal mine. I can tell you it's 75 in Phoenix. That's probably where many of us would like to be this time of the night. Let's see here. Taj Brown just noted. I am glad he told me. He says, I just got my free pizza certificate in the mail. Seems like it took forever. Either that, Tosh, or you were just really hungry. But either way, you got it. I'm glad you have it. Enjoy it. Hopefully you share it with family and some friends and some neighbors. Glad that he's here. Lori Johnson, I think she's got another, oh yeah, let's see, heart. I got to figure out this heart thing. My teenage daughters do this all the time to me. Okay, so there you go. I love it. Lori, thank you so much. And I love the fact that your picture is front and center so everybody can feel like they know Lori Johnson now. She's like family on the First Morning Live family as we continue on down the road. I'm almost done. It's 8:14. I got distracted. I had to announce the pizza winners, don't you know? That's a big deal, and I wanted to make sure I tried to get everybody's name pronounced correctly. All right, so the cold air in blue, think of it as the cold highway. The Arctic air in white is trying to ooze down to Illinois, Ohio, and back toward Maine by the time we hit the 22nd and 23rd of January. So like I said, it ebbs and flows like the tide, and trying to keep track of it is tough, but there is a lot of cold air here all the way up in white, and this is the 25th. So that will take us further down the road. That'll take us to about, let's see if I have my date and calendar here, 10 days from now, 25th, well, that's a Sunday, so that's almost like a week and a half from now. But some really cold air still has the potential to come down here. But remember, cold air doesn't mean a snowstorm. You need the collision of a southern system with that cold air, then you can have some snow magic like you had on the 19th of February of 2025. And that I don't see at this point. January 21st through the 25th, this is the 6 to 10 day outlook from the supercomputers, and that's not said lightly. That's what it is. From NOAA, the Climate Prediction Center is a division of NOAA. They've got below normal temperatures with their supercomputer in the Great Lakes and above normal back toward Phoenix. Temperature outlook, this is the 8 to 14 outlook, still below normal right through Maine. Kind of puts a little bit of coloring in Virginia, but not as blue as maybe Michigan and Wisconsin, and still above normal for South Texas and Florida. That takes you through the 8 to 14 outlook. But as far as the Eastern Shore, tomorrow's temperatures are going to struggle to get out of the 30s. Oh, even though the sun's shining, Exmoor 38. Onancock 37. Oh, well, at least Cape Charles gets to 41. And free vitamin D for everybody. 44 for Kill Devil Hills, 43 Manio, 44 Nag's Head, and also in Duck. About 46 for Hatteras, Ocracoke 45, Rodanthe about 44. Now the Storm Prediction Center has not been a map that's been noteworthy the last couple of days because things are quiet in January. They tend to pick up in the severe weather category, usually in March, April, May especially, but the isolated and scattered are the two most commonly colored risk categories, and right now it shows nothing across the lower 48 between now and 7 a.m. tomorrow. Shows nothing on Friday, and guess what? Nothing on Saturday. Now that could change, but right now it looks pretty benign. As we look at the futurecast, look at this. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., lots of sunshine, but it feels like it's in the mid to upper teens. We've covered that, but not a whole lot of cloud cover. Once we go to midday, there might be a few extra clouds back toward Richmond. 4 o'clock, we're looking at high temperatures only about 43. 11 o'clock tomorrow night, maybe a few extra clouds for Williamsburg, Sussex, maybe back towards Surrey and Williamsburg, but then those begin to thin out. This sets the stage for Saturday. Very important if you're traveling to Richmond. We have our own Jessica Larche from WTKR News 3 and Brandon Ponton going to be covering this on the ground in Richmond. And so you've got some rain potentially at 7. I think, and most of the activities I think are at noon, so I think the rain's definitely gone by noon. That's 9. And then, yeah, there's 11. So we're about an hour away from the start of the inauguration, and it's cloudy here. Temperatures will be lucky to hit 50 for Richmond, but I think we have a better chance of hitting 57 here. A couple of rain showers for the Eastern Shore by 11 o'clock. But please don't think, even if it comes to pass, this is probably the most aggressive rain picture I've seen. Most of it is gone before 2 or 3. 2 or 3, now it's mostly sunny again. So it's a kind of one of those fluid, changeable situations, and that sets the stage for clouds and rain to come up the East Coast because there's 7 a.m. Sunday, and we've already looked at this, but I'll show it to you again. By the time we hit the European model, brings us low up off the coast of Florida, might be snowing in southern Georgia, might be snowing in southern Alabama, might be snowing in the panhandle of Florida to their chagrin, but all of a sudden it starts raining here. And if we get some mixing, some of the models suggest a mix, it could be mostly rain with a little bit of snow thrown in for good measure. Friday morning, we're down to 24. 26 the Peninsula is 23 North Carolina, about 19 for Conway, 22 for Gloucester in the morning, 26 Virginia Beach, but it's academic because it's going to feel like 16 to 18 or so in the morning. Moyock, a pair of 2s, Corolla 28, Nags Head 29, and as we look at the afternoon forecast, 42 mostly sunny in the peninsulas, 45 North Carolina, 43 south side. So we got a high temperature tomorrow, roughly 44 for Ahoskie, Suffolk, Portsmouth, Elizabeth City, and Duck, about 41 Cape Charles, 37 in Chincoteague, and 43 in Franklin. About a high of 43 in Newport News and Smithfield, and a pair of 4s for Hertford and Nags Head. Here's your first warning, WTKR News 3 7-day forecast. Spotty rain, possible on Saturday. The illustration I just showed on Saturday I think is probably overdone. That's just my thought at this point, but I'll leave a 20% chance all the same. Then there's a 60% chance that we get some wet weather. Most of it I think is going to be rain, but it could mix in with wet snow. But the bottom line is, I don't believe you're going to need the snow shovel. Leave it in the garage. What about my snowblower? Leave it in the garage, Kurt Williams. I think he has one. But you won't need it. You won't need it. Maybe a brush. Maybe brush some of the noise that's landing on your cold car rooftop that happened to be outside of the garage. Maybe it was out on the street. But a 42-degree temperature here. And then notice the cold air. We're still around 22 and 23. But this is the really cold day. Right? You've got 3 solid days of free vitamin D. That's the sunny side up situation. And not as cold on Thursday at 50, but that's the bottom of the barrel when you can't get above 34, 35 on a Tuesday. That's when you're like, okay, I'm done with winter. Bring on something new. Well, I will do that. Here's the happy shots. This comes by way of our friend Jack Carpenter from the Windward Towers of Newport News. Isn't that beautiful? This is why everybody who's watching from faraway places, they all want to come here and visit. Why not? Windward Towers, thank you, Jack, for sharing that beautiful. We're doing a Newport News theme again. Downtown from Charles, capturing this beautiful sunrise. Don't you love that? And last but not least, the Hilton Pier from Sandra Snyder, also a beautiful picture, and we appreciate your time tonight. Again, if we had some clouds, maybe the cooling process tonight would slow, but because there are no clouds, our temperatures are in a free fall. Should be probably closer to 24 degrees in Norfolk by morning, but it'll feel like about 18 because the winds are still going to be busy tonight. All right, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I hope I covered everything. Just a reminder, I know that you get hungry, and if it's not tonight, maybe it's on a Friday night. You can save yourself, impress all your friends that, what, I'll buy pizza, you're getting half off, right? You can just secretly slip in the WTKR 50. You can screenshot it, you can save it, you can share it. There's no harm or no foul, but you will save half off your bill. Anything that you order at Marco's, that could be a pizza, a sub, even a dessert. There's so many things you can get at Marco's. I mentioned this before. They've got subs, steak and cheese. I mean, this almost looks like, that's Marco's? That's Marco's. They can also give you a half off the meatball sub, the ham and cheese, and maybe you're hungry for dessert. The Cinna Squares on the left, I've tried the chocolate Cinna Squares. I might have to try this weekend. But 50% off, that's a deal. Hopefully you'll have a chance to utilize that before the Saturday time frame is up. And just remember, these are the 6 locations that you can do that. And if you haven't won pizza yet, as Taj Brown just won his certificate, sign up at WTKR.com. Marcos, that is in fact our webpage, and we would love to have you there. So we'll see you coming back here next week. By the way, the Brizzoli on the left is one of my favorite. It's the first thing I had at Marco's. It is their pepperoni and sausage. It's like a stromboli, like a calzone. That also is half off if you so choose. All right, just remember, it doesn't matter if the weather is sunny or serious. It doesn't matter if it's snow, rain, sleet, or freezing rain. We're going to make it. We're going to get through it. We always do. Tough group here. Anyway, just know that every day we have is a gift. We'll make the most of it. Hopefully, you'll make the most of it in your neighborhood. We'll see you here next week. Take care.